Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Bug here, and we are back with some more Motortown comparisons. And upon viewer request, and it has been a very popular request, we've decided to try out Autopilot. Now, the latest comment from Scavies on the previous episode says that the 6-speed gearbox is the best for Autopilot. And today, we are going to either prove or disprove that theory. So we have 4 identical atlases, the 2 that we're sitting in now and 2 that we can't see in the back there. And each one has the identical tune except a different gearbox. They're all running the same final drive. Everything is identical and the tune is right above now. The only difference is the yellow one I'm driving has the 18 speed. The blue one Pika's driving has the 13 speed. The green one in the back there has the 6-speed, and the red one has the 6-speed Mark 1. So these vehicles have to make it as far as they can to the steel mill with 0 human interaction. So Pika, on your marks, get set, fire away.
So to give them the best chance, this is a tune that I have been working on before and I have tested, but not with these gearboxes. So I have no clue how they're going to do.
I have no control. For some reason, none of my buttons are working.
Oh, and I'm stuck. Oh, no.
Good start.
I'm making it. What's going on with you?
I have no control. Nothing's working. There we go. Fixed it. I don't know why. Right. Get the old FPS counter off the screen there. We don't need that. Oh, has yours decided to finally make it?
It's decided to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, but it's made it up.
Okay. It's got further than I expected it.
This is one of... I'm actually gonna stop my AP for now to let you catch up.
Now, because of the autopilot in this game being such a massive problem finding gears, it revs its nuts off to get as fast as it can in one gear, and then it decides, no, I want to change up, and then it stalls out and then goes back down again, as we're seeing right now.
Yeah, it just bogs down, and then it doesn't know what to do, and then it's
And it
also
panics
not applying the... Yeah, and the problem is that it doesn't apply the brakes
for a hill start.
for a hill start. So it starts rolling backwards.
Also, it should have some integration and to be able to pull off in a better gear. It always wants to pull off in the lowest gear, which in real life is not always the best situation. For example, hill starts in an 18 speed. Yeah, sometimes the lowest gear is the best, but then you hold it in that gear for a long time until you're over the hill. But if it's only a gradual hill, you can pull off in maybe first or second gear, skipping low range completely. Sometimes even higher, like third gear or something. But the game doesn't know this, and it needs work. But today, we are going to find out exactly which gearbox will make it on autopilot, if any at all. So they did all right up the first hill. Let's speed this section up and get to the next bit where they're going to struggle on, and we'll see you over there. Right, we've made it to the second hill. Now we're just doing a little bit of shifting. Obviously, if you're doing the autopilot run, you wouldn't need to do this, but we're doing it because we've got 2 vehicles. So again, I'll let you go first, Pika, because I think your truck has got the most chance of making it out of the pair. Yeah. Usually the fewer gears, the easier the time it has.
Yeah, which is why I think that the 6-speed does stand the best chance. Well, the 6-speed Mark 1, because of its slightly longer first gear.
No, it's the 6-speed non-Mark 1 that has the best chance, according to Scavies.
Hmm. Something
So,
to
I mean, I don't use that gearbox. I use the Mark 1 because for me driving personally, I prefer it.
I
However,
prefer the Mark 1, but who knows, maybe the
yeah,
AP actually handles the 6-speed better.
yeah. It will be interesting to find out because I've never tested this. And I'm guessing a lot of
Oh,
people have never tested this.
that's a struggle. Barely go around that corner.
Okay, I'm going to set mine off now just so I can get a little bit closer.
Oh,
Oh, are you stalling out there? No, no, we're
yeah.
still going.
It tried shifting and it had just enough power in. But up to first and down to low. Ooh, it caught it at 3 kilometers an hour.
This game is. I mean, it's excellent that it has autopilot. It's an amazing feature. A lot of in fact, I don't know another single game that's got it, but it is glitchy at best.
Poorly optimized.
Fully optimized is a good word for it. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. As I just said, it is an amazing feature. It's nice to have. However, because it's in the game, people want it to work perfectly. If it was never in the game, nobody would expect it. Because I don't think it was even a heard of thing before Motortown. I don't know. I can't name a single game that's got it other than Motortown. Can you?
I'm trying to think, but I can't really think of anything. To be honest,
No.
it's making it up quite well.
Yeah, this is actually doing better than I expected. Although it is doing the gear switching.
Yep, I'm
But
gonna stop here.
it hits the red
Quickly
line
catch up.
in L1, then goes down to we're in 1L now.
If for now,
1H stalled out back to L1. Does it go into? It doesn't go into L2.
that's weird.
That's good. Weird, but good. I didn't realize it skipped L2.
Normally they don't.
Ah. That goes from L1 to 1L. And for anybody not knowing, on a manual gearbox 18 speed, you've got low range, which is essentially for hill climbing only, and you've got two gears in that low range. So you've got L1 and L2. That is not first gear. First gear is. Sorry, did I say L1 and L2? Yeah. First gear is 1L or 1 low range, and then you get high range as well, which is 1H. Normally, in real world, you would skip the 1H or you would skip the 1L and start off in 1H, and you would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, unless you were in a specific situation that required every single little piece of gear. I've driven 18 speeds in real life. I have never needed to use 1L, 1H, 2L, 2H, 3L, 3H. I've always been in a situation where I can start off in first, for instance, and then skip to third, then skip to fourth, then five, six, seven, eight. I've never needed to go 1H, 1L, 1H, etc., etc. Admittedly, I do live in a fairly flat part of the world, and yeah, I can't really picture anywhere in the UK where I would need to do that. There are some hilly places, but I don't think they're that hilly that I would need all 18 of the gears. I might be wrong, and to be honest, if I was pulling a trailer as well, that would probably be more necessary. Anyway, back to the video. We have both made it up, which is actually a shock to both of us. I
Yeah.
honestly didn't expect the 18 speed to make it this far. The next place I expect it to fail is on the next steep tarmac hill. I think they're both going to fail at that point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna clear the road up ahead because apparently there
Traffic jam.
is yeah, apparently
Oh, yeah.
something didn't despawn properly. Whoops.
That's preparation for you. P, P, P,
I
P,
mean,
P.
normally we do this on your world, just
Which is littered with vehicles still, but just different owners.
yeah, just I was messing about here earlier and I forgot to clean everything.
I'm
I
not
mean,
entirely
obviously.
sure if
Mhm.
these wheel washers are going to become useful in a future update. It does kind of hint towards vehicle dirt being added because there was no reason to add them other than for
Just
immersion.
immersion. I mean, have you used these in real life?
Yes,
Were they cleaners or disinfectants?
cleaners. They're for coming out of building sites and things. I mean, obviously, either massive building sites or, well, quarries like this one, things like that. Usually, on a building site that's only building, I don't know, for instance, 100 houses, there would just be a guy stood there with a jet wash doing it as you drove out, and he'd do a very bad job. But
Yeah,
I have actually seen a few of these in real life as well.
I have as well. Only, the thing is, I worked for a company that did soil treatment,
Yeah,
and there it was disinfectant.
right. So
And
we have
then,
disinfectant ones over here as well, except they don't spray anything. It's just
nope.
a bowl of disinfectant, and you drive over like a dish sponge, just a massive one.
Oh yeah, the thing is, I was driving. It was made for trucks, and I was driving through it with a small hatchback.
So a bit too deep for you.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the that the intake was fairly high up because
Were you
my
wading?
rad was touching the water.
Oh dear. I
At
drove
least
through
my
one of those
bumper
in my
got
Jimny,
repaired.
actually. Had a little Suzuki Jimny. Luckily, it was lifted.
Love
Didn't have a
those.
snorkel, though, but the wading depth is quite deep on those. You can go all the
Yeah.
way above the headlights. And that is a good way to find out that you have a leaky headlight.
Oh,
Right,
oh,
so
oh.
we're doing
No,
this.
no.
We're doing the gear switching.
Mm-hmm.
We're in 1L, 1H. Stalled. We're back to L1.
Low to first. The second.
Okay, mine's holding. Oh, okay, it's in first.
Armor climbing.
We're okay.
It's the second part of the hill is a lot easier, but it's a bit further up, just past the concrete factory, that I'm worried most about.
Yeah. So,
Past the lime.
so
Um,
mine should have worked out at this point that 1L is as high as it can go. But because it doesn't remember what it just struggled with, it should, for as long as the elevation, sorry, not the elevation, the incline remains the same, it should keep it in that gear. It should change it once, it stalls out, and then it remembers that, and then keeps it in the previous gear, or maybe just go down one gear rather than going all the way back to the start again.
yeah, it just the problem is that it tries to stay in that top gear for too long.
Yeah,
It waits until it's about to stall, and then it sees, oh, I'm only doing 2-3 miles an hour. I have to go back down to my bottom gear.
and let me answer comments that I know are coming. Yes, we have limited these to 2,200 revs where they change gear. It does not work with autopilot. Not when you're climbing hills.
No, because then it's going to hold the gear. And
Yeah,
you can actually see that.
yeah, because it
But
says
for the
hold.
rest, they should hold until 2200 RPM. The reason we did that is to stop them from overheating.
Yes,
Now,
because I know
picking
that's
up
going to be the
speed.
first thing. It wouldn't do that if you put it into like a rev lock. No, it still does when it's climbing.
Mm-hmm. It will realize it's struggling, so that's actually a bonus point for the autopilot. It realizes it's struggling,
Yeah, which means the code is in the game to be able to make it do what we need it to do.
but then it. And sometimes, because if you put them in comfort, they'll shift too early, and they will bog out at
Okay,
any incline.
mine just done something weird. It just changed up
Oh,
2 gears while the revs were dropping.
that's weird.
Yeah.
So it's basically
So it went from. In fact, I can't even remember what it went from, but I think it went from L1. It went to 1L, but then went to 1H immediately, and then bogged out.
So it's causing itself to bog out.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
it,
we can see though that the 13 speed is already dealing with this a lot better.
yes, because I'm not sticking right to you, and if I was in front, I think I would be holding you up.
Yeah, and I would probably not shift out of low and first gear.
No.
In which case, it does have enough torque in low and first gear to get up to this point. I am honestly surprised. I think we may have accidentally created a setup that works perfectly fine for just the trucks.
Yeah. It looks like the gearbox is not really a major factor at the moment. Now, we could have made
I
this
think
harder
it's
by pulling a trailer, but then that would be well outside the capabilities of the 13 and 18 speed, because it would keep going from L1 to 1L and back and forth over and over again. Now, the fact that we've made it to this point tells me that we'll probably make it the whole way.
there is a very interesting hill coming up.
I don't know if it. Yeah, I suppose.
Because it's not a straight hill.
And the one coming up towards Biang fuel station, that would probably be another one
Yeah.
because of the sharp corner.
The problem is if I stop now, I know I'm not making it.
Yeah. But you've shot off ahead of me.
Yeah.
900 feet ahead.
Ooh.
The 13
Just
speed is
this
definitely preferable for the autopilot so far.
this small hill was enough to drop me like 10 kilometers an hour.
Whereas if you
And a
were in control
downshift.
of the throttle, it wouldn't have changed your speed barely at all.
Yeah, wouldn't have done anything. And now we're climbing, and this is where they mostly get stuck.
Yeah, so I've just done the same. I
Down
just dropped
third,
7 miles an
second,
hour.
first, in low. Oh, it barely caught it. It barely caught it. And now we're gonna see Buck catch up.
So I'm in 5
And,
low.
and then bog down right away.
Now, we could have given these a better final drive, but we've gone with the 308 on purpose because it makes the gears nice and long but doesn't lose so much torque that it's going to bounce through the gears too quickly. If we gave them maybe a 2.0 final drive, they would stay in the low range gear for
But I'm not
much
sure if
longer.
they would have the acceleration to
Right,
pull
mine's
off
going
low.
backwards.
Oh,
It is vibrating on the brake pedal. If
yeah,
I gave it some
and
help now with the handbrake, it would manage to pull another hill start. I think we're going to wait until it gets to the bottom before or the autopilot will wait until it gets to the bottom. Because again, it doesn't know how to hill start.
yeah, and I have the luck that I have just enough torque in low. Oh, to just get going again.
Yeah. Yeah, you've clearly made it. Okay, mine's slowing down now.
It's still struggling.
Hmm. You should be on the flat by now, shouldn't you?
Just about to crest the hill.
Okay.
There we go. I've crested the
I'm
hill.
still reversing.
Gonna come have a look and see what you're doing, because if you start reversing, you're not gonna make it up.
Is in first gear, basically sitting on tick over. Sorry, low range. Is in L1. I think we're going to go all the way to the bottom.
Oh yeah, you are stuck.
At this point, I don't know whether to take the handbrake off, take autopilot off, let it roll all the way back down and try again. Because this is just
It's
time consuming.
it's not gonna make a difference. It's
No.
gonna struggle on the exact same part.
Yeah, I think it will.
Put on your handbrake. take it off of autopilot so it comes to a complete stop.
And put autopilot back on.
Yeah, and see what it does.
So it made it to around about that bush there, just a little bit past that bush on the left. Okay, L1, and it's holding. L2, no hold. Okay, so it does know how to use L2 then.
And although to be fair, it's already lost the test at this point because it didn't make it all the way up first time.
True, but it may have got all the way to the bottom and then made it back this far again. Okay, so we're about where we stalled out the first time.
You're almost there.
I went into L2 and stalled out. And see, now we're going back into the reversing problem.
Yeah, and then you're just going to get up to this point again and again and again.
Yeah.
Because this is where it gets slightly steeper for a bit, and it's just long enough for it to cause problems with the EP.
So a different final drive would almost definitely fix this. However, it would cause problems in other places as well. We will try. Whichever one makes it the best and makes it the easiest, we will fine-tune that to make the ultimate autopilot vehicle. But we need to find the best option first. So I'm going to give this one a fail. This is now off the charts.
Park it here where it failed manually.
I was going to just follow you, but I'll just come and stand on the back.
Way, we have a visual reference for the other ones as well.
Oh my... Oh, I'm not holding it in gear. I was holding the wrong button.
Yeah, just about here is where you stalled out.
Out there. Okay, so that is its... Oh yeah, sorry, it looked like I was level with you on... There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I would say that's how far it made it.
Yep.
So engine is off. I'll stick it in neutral, and that is its graveyard for now. So the 18 speed is a massive failure, as we thought it would be. It did actually make it further than I was expecting it to make it.
I'm honestly surprised that the 13 speed made it this far.
Yeah, so now that we're only down to the... Okay, fair enough.
You can see revs and everything.
Now that we're down to the 13 speed only, let's take a second to talk about the tune and why we've done what we've done. Now, this is Pika's tune, as is already mentioned. We've gone for limited slip diffs and not lock diffs. We've gone for the 1.5 way, also known as the 70-30, isn't it called? Or the 50-30?
50-30.
50-30. I don't really know what the 50-30 means, but it's a 1.5 way, which means when you're under power, it will lock it up. When you're coasting, it won't be locked. So it has all the advantages of the lock diff and none of the disadvantages of the open diff. It kind of gives you a bit of everything. The only thing it does give you as a downside is if we were trying to drive through mud at low RPM, it wouldn't lock up. So that would be...
What the 50-30 means is that under acceleration, it will lock the diff at more than 50% throttle.
Ah, okay. Right, that makes sense.
30 means that under more than 30% braking power, it will lock the diff.
Right, engine braking, he means, by the way, not actual physical foot brakes.
I think it's engine braking.
It is, because...
It's just to keep it stable.
What it is you got the one way, the 1.5 way, and the 2 way in a diff. The 1 way means it's limited slip when under power, but no slip under engine braking, which means in reverse it's a fully open. Yeah, and under engine braking it's fully open.
In the reverse, if you floor it, it will lock.
It shouldn't do. The 1 way shouldn't. The 1 way should be completely open in reverse.
True. In reverse, it's fully open.
Yeah. The 1.5 way essentially means it's a locked diff under full power or more than 50% power, as Pika just said. When it went in forwards, and then half of that went in reverse, which means you do have engine braking, like it locks up under engine braking and in reverse, but not as much as in forward. And the 2 way makes it equal under power and under engine braking, and therefore reverse as well. Now, the game handles limited slip diffs very differently to real life. So anybody who's listening to this going, that's not how a diff works, stupid. Yeah, I'm not telling you how a diff works in real life. I know how a diff works in real life. I'm trying to understand how it works in Motortown.
Because that's what makes tuning in Motortown
So bloody difficult, yeah. It does.
Doesn't react the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, which means you cannot Google how should I tune my car and get Assetto Corsa results that work in Motortown or Forza. Like, I've got some amazing drift tunes in Forza. I've ported them, well, not ported them in, obviously, but I've replicated them as best as I can into Motortown. Absolute junk. Will not drive. Well, it will, but badly. So, yeah. Motortown handles tuning very, very differently to almost every other game and real life. A lot of simulation games handle it very well. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Motortown's tuning. It works very well when you understand it. Now, for somebody who doesn't know anything about real life tuning or other games, if you're just starting off in Motortown and you're learning it as is, it will be way easier for you to learn. However, if you are a good tuner in another game and you're coming over to Motortown, you're gonna struggle because it's a bit upside down. However, once you've learnt the new terminology for everything, it does get easier very quickly. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it now. There's a prime example with the brand new brake balance feature that's just been added. It's worded absolutely the worst way you could possibly do it for someone to understand it. But once you've translated it into what you can understand, it makes perfect logical sense. Like, it says plus 50% front, minus 50% rear. That's not really... I mean, it kind of makes sense when somebody explains it to you, but my first thought was, wait, so you're going to remove 50% of the braking power from the rear and add 50% to the front, making the front what exactly? But yeah, if you work it out that you're not removing and adding, you're just shifting the balance slightly. So I don't know why I'm explaining this in a video that we're not even using brake balance on, but if you want your brakes just slightly further forward, then you would reduce your brake pressure to 90% front, and then, sorry, other way around, you would add 10% of your rear brake pressure to the front and remove it from the rear. The game words it really badly, but yeah,
should say that it shifts it, but maybe we should make a dedicated video about that and just show people how it works as well, because
everyone seems to be confused about it.
Yeah, and explaining it with words is a lot harder than showing it.
It is. Do you know what could have fixed the whole thing? Have it as a bloody slider. Why not? We've got sliders in the game for paint and stuff. Like, just use one of them. It starts off in the center. Oh, I want it more to the front. So have a big F, slide the slider that way.
Yep. And
problem solved.
Make it, and if you really want it to be a buyable part, just make it a brake controller.
Yeah. So, do you want to be able to control your brakes? Yes. All right. $5,000. Boom. Done. Now you can use the slider. Problem solved.
You want to be able to control it while driving. Bam. $15,000.
Yeah. Exactly. Because that does exist in real life. You have it on drift cars. So
F1 cars constantly.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they change their brake balance corner to corner.
Huh, that's cool.
They have a knob on the steering wheel for that, and basically, well, you're not a fan of F1, but
no, I've never watched
F1.
For those who are,
you will see this, for example, in every race. When you get an on-board, you see them messing with the steering wheel constantly at 300 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, not something that's advisable in real life. Do not try this at home.
In real life, I suggest you don't even mess with your radio while you're driving on the highway.
Definitely not. Because, you know, I'm going to piss off onto another tangent here for a second. I do like to change conversations quick enough to give you whiplash, so I do apologise. Um, when you're, as I just found out recently, when you're fiddling with your radio for instance, if you took your eyes off the road long enough for you to run someone over or cause an accident, even if it's minor, that is the same punishment as if you were in the middle of a phone call holding the phone up to your head, because it isn't actually using your phone that's illegal. It's the distraction. It's the driving without due care and attention, and they will do you for that.
It's distracted driving.
Yeah. Now,
And
every country's
distracted
got their
driving
own version of what it's
is
called, but yeah. Sorry.
distracted driving here is grounds for immediate termination of your license.
As it should be, because you're doing something other than paying attention to the road, and you're driving a 2-ton missile, then yeah, you need to be in control of it.
To the point that if you are driving and the police passes you and they see your phone is on your lap, even if the screen is locked
They can still do
and
you.
it's screen down and you have both hands on the wheel looking forward, they will pull you over and they will take your license right away.
Wow. I mean,
And
it's a good way to
honestly,
be, because, you know, there shouldn't be that distraction. It has the
exactly.
ability to kill someone. It's the same as walking around with a loaded gun in your hand with your finger resting on the trigger. You're in a dangerous position. Yeah, you may have perfect control over it, or you may think you have, but the police don't
Up
see it
until
that way.
up until your phone slides in between your legs and someone calls you,
Yeah, yeah, or
because that
slips
vibration
off your
will
lap and
make you
blocks your
jump.
brake pedal.
Yeah?
Hmm.
Your phone should be secured at all times when you're driving.
Hmm.
Whether it's in a cup holder, in a holder, in a pocket, in the glove box, in the trunk, it should not have the possibility to move around and cause a problem.
Yep.
This is why it's also illegal to drive with shoes that are not, uh, what's the exact word?
Fit for purpose.
Yeah, that do not attach to your feet, so to say.
But if you want to drive barefoot, apparently, according to the law, that seems to be okay in most countries, because
That
the
is
law
okay.
states that appropriate footwear must be worn. No, what is it? If footwear is worn, it must be appropriate, or something along them lines, implying that you can wear nothing at all, but you can't wear flip flops or
You want to
Crocs.
know why?
Yeah, because you have better feel over the pedals. They do say in some countries, though, you must wear footwear like shoes that lace up, because you have more pressure on the brake pedal. I don't fully agree with that, because I do like driving barefoot in the summer.
In
When
the
I've been to the
summer, I
beach or
love driving
something,
barefoot,
yeah, you can get the aircon directly into your toes. It feels nice. Now,
and it blows off all the sand already that you
exactly,
didn't
straight
quite get
into your
out.
carpet that you can struggle to get out later with a
Uh,
massage
that's
gun.
that's tomorrow's problem.
Exactly. That's for me of tomorrow, and I don't know me of tomorrow. He could be an arsehole for all I know.
That's for the detailers to take care of. What? Oh,
No,
oh,
no,
no, there we go. No, so here you are allowed to drive barefoot. You are, if you are wearing shoes, they have to be not
appropriate.
snug, but properly secured.
Yeah,
As in, they can't come loose. For the very simple reason, as you said with the phone,
they can slide off.
they can slide off. One, they can get stuck under your brake pedal.
Or
Or
you can
two,
press too hard on your brakes, and you know your foot's like, if they're flip flops, flip flops break if you put too much pressure on them. Imagine your flip flop stays on the brake pedal and your foot shoots off and you kick your master cylinder. Ouch.
yeah, I mean, I can't do that because fly by wire in mine, but
You won't have fly by wire brakes unless you got a Tesla.
C class.
It's not electric though.
Uh, it's a sensor.
Wait, what?
It's a sensor. So some
You're thinking of the
more
throttle.
expensive ones. The throttle and the brake, actually.
Wait, seriously? I thought it was only electric cars that had that.
No, it's a very early version of a Hall effect sensor that sends the data to the clutch is fully manual. Well, you know, but the brakes are not 100% fully manual.
I never even knew that was a thing. I thought that was...
It's
In fact, to be
Mercedes
honest...
overcomplicated. At least that's what they told me. To be honest, if I press the brake, it pushes back as it should.
Yeah,
So I'm not 100% sure, but
that's
that's
the
what they
pressure in the
told me.
master cylinder.
Yeah, but apparently it's simulated, some people have told me. Now, I don't fully believe it.
Now, the brake servo is electric, which does give you additional, like, for instance, like your power steering. You put a little bit of effort in, the car duplicates it and turns it into a lot of pressure to make your life easier. Now, that's what a brake servo does. Now, I'm pretty sure that's what they were trying to say.
I think they just
I think they
fucked
just
it up.
worded it badly.
Yeah, because what they said was, yeah, no, it's you push the brakes and electrically, so it pushes back, but it sends it electronically. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Then again, okay,
I
come to think of it, that's the same garage that couldn't follow instructions. So yeah, probably they just fucked up.
I would believe that on an electric car because I don't know how electric cars work. Now, I know fly-by-wire throttles have been a thing for a long time, but to my
Oh
knowledge,
yes,
there's never been a fly-by-wire brake or clutch. However, like I say, could be wrong. Well, technically, fly-by-wire clutches are in all modern automatic vehicles.
yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah.
oh, no, there we go. To
This
be
has turned
honest,
into a bloody podcast. I quite like it.
yeah. What kind of shenanigans are we talking about today? I mean, the thing is, the truck is we're on autopilot, so we're doing what you do as a passenger.
Right, did a tree just fall out of the sky?
Yes, I saw that as well. I was
Right, okay, just making sure I haven't had too little sleep. It's raining trees. Quite literally.
somebody called Jerry Halliwell. She's gonna have to make a new song. Could
Remix
be
for
another thing.
2025.
Yeah,
It's raining trees. I don't think it has the same effect.
yeah. I don't think you could go with Hallelujah at that point, but you know,
Right, what are we going to do to this ghost? Are we going to fly into space? Or... No, 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 we're fine.
no, we're
Oh,
too heavy.
yeah, that
Although
didn't
I've
seem to
noticed,
matter with a terror.
yeah, I am gonna despawn that thing because what the heck happened here?
The recovery needs recovery.
Oh, you know what I think happened? That thing spawned on top of a tree,
Ah, okay, yep, yep.
launched it into the air, and that's why we saw falling trees.
Makes sense.
Motortown physics.
Motortown's cooking the brakes.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It really likes. Yeah, it's only just been spawned because I can't despawn
Ah,
it yet.
there you go then. Okay, we're down to low. Are we going to hold? No hold so far. Yep,
To
we're in
be
hold.
honest,
And it
this is a
just
part
comes
where it
out.
can struggle.
It just came out of the
Yeah.
hold, just as it was time to go. No, we're going to make it.
After this section, there's only one thing where it can struggle, but I know it won't.
Which one are
That's
we thinking of? Oh, yeah, after medium storage.
after medium storage, that first hill,
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
it's a corner, a short uphill, another corner, and everything is uphill.
Yeah.
And it doesn't know how to handle that because it likes to slow down for corners.
Hmm.
But yes, back to the why you're not allowed to wear flip-flops. One, they can get stuck. Two, you can slide off the pedals in those. And three, your feeling is not consistent.
Yeah, because there's different thicknesses across the thing, and it can feel
No,
stronger
just
in some points, some and weaker in others.
because it can move.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
if it
meant.
starts moving, your feeling changes.
Yeah, because you got the thick
Right?
heel, and then you got a really thin part in the middle, and it usually goes really thin up at the toes again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Plus, it's foam. Who wants foam on their feet?
I hate flip-flops, to be honest.
So do I. I will wear them as a
Crocs.
last resort. I usually wear them like wetsuit material shoes, like neoprene. I like them beach shoes. They're good. They're really good. Plus, legally, you can drive in them because they're secured around your heel.
Yep.
I mean, I don't like to drive in them because, you know, especially when you got water inside them, they feel even worse than flip-flops. They're slippery as shit. But yeah.
Now because
I did actually have a problem with the police once for driving in barefoot. I did get away with it. I think I just confused him. But I got pulled over because my boot was open, or the boot door was open, and it was swinging a little bit. I had a can't remember what car it was. Oh, it might have been a Lexus IS200. It sounds about right. It had a button to pop the boot anyway, and it like every now and again it would just like short itself out, and it would just press the button. Normally, it won't do it unless the car's in neutral or the car's stationary or something. But when it was shorting out, it was doing it while driving as well, and it was just bouncing around a little bit. It wasn't fully opening. Anyway, he pulled me over.
Like semi-locked, just not fully pressed down.
Yeah. So he pulled me over just to kind of like, oh, by the way, your boot's open. He wasn't trying to have any problem with me or anything. And I had I had flip-flops in my footwell. So I got out, put the flip-flops on to get out. So I wasn't walking around in barefoot because I'd just been to the beach. And first thing he did, he looked down at my shoe before he'd even told me about the boot thing. He looked down at my feet and went, you know, you're not allowed to drive in flip-flops, right? Come over here. I want to speak to you. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I said, if you're going to say anything about the flip-flops, I was driving barefoot and I just put them on to get out. And he was like, well, you're not allowed to be driving barefoot anyway. Actually, I am. It was like, you trying to tell me I know the law? Getting really snotty with me at this point. Like, he pulled me over to like be nice and help out, and then it immediately turned into an argument through no fault of either of ours, really. It's just we both thought we knew best. And yeah, eventually I told him to look it up, and he contacted his control room, and yeah, he came back and he was like, it's a bit of a grey area, but we'll let you off. It's not a grey area if you're letting me off, is it? If it was against the law, you'd be doing me for it. No, they do that. They do that rather than admit that liability.
Yeah, that's the thing. The way it's stated, as it is written down, it says any footwear,
any worn footwear must be appropriate, or something along the lines of that. Yeah.
It doesn't say that you have to wear footwear.
No. So, is it a grey area? I don't think so. I think it's just...
I don't think so. It's
maybe a loophole, if it is intended to be, you know, worded differently, but was a mistake, then I would call it possibly a loophole at most, but not a grey area. Definitely not a grey area. Because a grey area is essentially taking the piss out of a loophole. And I wasn't. I was literally just following the law to the letter.
Yep. They don't like it when you're technically correct.
No, they do not, as I found out. Although he didn't do me. He said, anyway, I pulled you over to let you know your boot's open. And drove. He said, you're lucky because I dove in deeper to this, but I've got an urgent call to go to. No, you haven't. You're embarrassed.
No, you haven't.
Go on, piss off and go and get a coffee. We both know that's what you're going to do.
Don't forget your donuts.
Yeah. So yeah, I won that one, but I think I won it by a technicality because he couldn't be bothered to do anything. I think if he was really, really that pissed, he could have just done the whole, right, I'm going to search every inch of your car and probably do your 2 bolt tyres that you haven't got kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Because we all know if they want to find something, they'll bloody find it.
Oh yeah, for example, they can... I had this on an MOT actually.
That's just quickly, this is something as well for what Pika's about to say. An MOT for the UK and Europe, it's a yearly inspection that says your car is safe enough to drive for the next 12 months. Nothing is going to deteriorate past the point that it currently is over the next 12 months. However,
the point where it might become
dangerous. Big. That's it. That's the word. However, that doesn't mean your car is legal to drive. Many things will pass an MOT that are not legal. So, for instance, your car can fail an MOT if it has a crack across the windscreen, as long as it's not impairing your vision. However, you could drive out of the MOT station having just received your pass certificate, get pulled over as you're pulling out of the MOT station, and then them give you a fine for that same crack that your MOT just passed you on. There are many other things. Tyre tread depth the MOT standard and the police standard are very, very different. Well, I don't think they're very, very different, but they are different.
It's 2 millimeters difference, I think.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that does sound about right, actually. Yeah, because I think legal is like 1.6 mil, but or is it the MOT? And then the other one is like 3 mil, something like that. So that does sound about right. But yeah, there's actually, if you look at it, there are hundreds of other ways that either the police can let you off with and the MOT can do you for, and vice versa. Like, you're allowed to remove the rear seats from your car. The police don't care if you leave the seatbelts in. However, the MOT station
The MOT does.
will ruin you for it. They'll fail you. My car has detachable rear seats anyway, so I'm allowed to leave my seatbelts in and remove my rear seats, but that's a very unique situation. It would still cause an argument at the MOT station if my brother-in-law didn't do my MOTs for me. But yeah.
You do that here, you fail automatically because the car is not in the same condition that came in from the factory.
See, the UK is slightly better on that because they don't give a shit as long as it's safe. You can have a completely smashed windscreen that you physically can't see out of. To pass your MOT, just remove the windscreen. Have no windscreen at all. Suddenly it's a pass.
Oh no, that's a fail.
Yeah, in England, it's a pass.
That's a fail because that's not safe.
So I had a old BMW E30, 1984, convertible. Was it 84? Might have been an 86. It had a really, really badly damaged windscreen from, like, not stone chips, but you know that peppering that you get on the windscreen. Yep. So it was pitted really badly to the point the outside was matte.
Yeah, and it becomes hazy.
Yeah, it was hazy, and the MOT tester was convinced you just could not see through it. I needed the MOT because I just bought it 500 miles away from my house down in Devon. For anybody in the UK, I had to drive it back to the East Coast, so I bought it on the West Coast, had to drive it back to the East Coast. It was late at night. By the time I left the MOT station, I was the last MOT of the day at 5:30 p.m, I believe. So I had to drive it back. Otherwise, I was going to have to tow it back, which was going to cost an absolute frigging fortune. Plus, I wouldn't have got there the same day, etc., etc. So I said, look, be legit with me. I'm going to order a new windscreen because I'm OCD. I need to be able to see clearly. Otherwise, it's going to bug me. What can I do right now? Can I put a polish on it or something just to get it put through? He said, well, you know, it's an old E30. You can just remove the windscreen. Put it back in once you leave here. You know, the police wouldn't give a shit because it's not damaged. It's just hazy. So yeah, he helps me get it out. And obviously being an E30, it's only held in with rubber. It's not glued in. And yeah, he didn't help me put it back in though. He was a son of a bitch about that. Yeah. To be fair, he said he would love to help, but he just didn't want to risk it. So he's like, he would have just passed it because, you know, let's face it, it's not damaged. It's not a safety concern other than the visibility. Because apparently having a crack through your windscreen is not only about visibility, but apparently, according to some MOT testers, it is a structural part of the car in a rollover. Now, what's the first thing that happens when your car rolls over? Your windscreen blows out. So, is it structural? Don't think so. But whatever. You know, each to their own.
The reason for us, because you can have dents in pits, but it can't be bigger than roughly a one pound coin.
Okay, so ours is a 50p, a 5p, sorry, which is considerably smaller, at half the size, I would say.
It's a €2 coin, so it's about an inch in diameter.
Yeah, it's about a £2 coin.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's the max size.
We're not allowed to chip that big. If it's in the driver's vision, which is in the A zone, which is the steering wheel width, all the way from top to bottom, and within the wiper sweep, that's the A zone. If it's in there, it's an immediate fail until you get it repaired.
Oh no, for us, if it's smaller than that, it's okay, it doesn't matter, but you will get written up for it.
That's really bad, isn't it, how it can be so different? So if I drove my car with a chip in the windscreen from your area back to my hometown, I could be fine all the way up until the border, and then they'd do me as soon as I get into the UK.
They'd probably do you for something else.
Yeah, probably.
They'd
Yeah,
find a
sods.
reason.
I had another problem as well. I got pulled over for, he called it aggressive driving, even though there was nobody anywhere near me. I was just stretching my legs and having fun. If anything, he wanted to do me for speeding. I wasn't
But
breaking
he
the
couldn't
speed limit.
prove
I
it.
was just accelerating too quickly. So he done me for aggressive driving or something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And or he tried to do me for that, sorry. And he was one of those that he couldn't do me enough to satisfy his ego. So he wanted to find every problem he could. He checked every single tire to the point where he was actually rolling the car backwards and forwards to check the bits that he couldn't see because they were touching the ground as well. Checked under the engine bay, and in the end, he done me for an insecure battery because it was a car that came with a rubber battery securing thingamajig, not a metal one, and it was
Yep.
slightly perished. And when I say slightly, very, very freaking slightly.
You know, it was just like, there's one small crack. It's 3
That's it.
millimeters, but yeah,
Probably wasn't even
it.
3 millimeters. It was. I mean, it could have been a scratch in the rubber for all I knew. The car wasn't even that old. I mean,
It's just
it was
dickhead behavior.
yeah. It was him being a prick. I used to get a lot of that kind of thing when I was younger because I used to drive like a bit of a police attention magnet, and
You were a bit of a yobble.
a bit of a yobbo, yeah. But I never broke the law. I went as quick as I could without breaking the law because my license meant more to me than 5 minutes of fun. Right, I'm going to just stop the autopilot here. It has clearly made it. So I'm going to go and unload that. And due to time constraints, we're going to have to complete this next run on the next episode. So if you can't wait to see which one wins, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified when it comes out. It will be tomorrow's episode. And thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. And if you did make it to the end, drop us a truck emoji in the comments. Let me know, because I do love to see it. Thank you, Scavies, for the video idea. You're a legend. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Pika, for the podcast. It's been awesome. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.